TCM is the newest and hot game within the asymmetrical horror genre. It features all of the things everyone loves about the asymmetrical genre. Looping, notable licensure, and the ability to play with your friends. You know what isn't lovable about it? It's terrible accessibility. Hi, I'm Sith, and welcome to a new video. Texas Chainsaw Massacre has had a huge and widely successful release this year, especially for the asymmetrical genre. I personally was extremely excited for TCM to the point where I applied to be in the technical test, and I bought this t-shirt before the main release. However, my excitement got dashed very quickly on release day when I had an extremely gut-wrenching moment involving accessibility settings. I had an issue with the motion blur present within the game, and this is the moment that I experienced live on release day.
Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? There's no settings for motion blur. I'm not a good crier. I'm not a good crier. Like, I'm not just overlooking it, right? Nobody else sees it either.
It was after that really unfortunate experience that I had while live, that I did what most people in my position would do. I took to Twitter. I truly believe that Twitter is probably one of the most useful things for a content creator to use anytime you are looking for information about anything and you're wanting to reach a wide number of people who might possibly know more than you or just be able to, in general, help. I was desperate for some change and some answers about all of this because I was so excited for TCM and I didn't want to just give up. It was after that I posted that on Twitter and it gained some traction that I saw through Volpixia's separate post that turning off motion blur was possible by turning down post-processing to low and reopening the game. And while I am grateful that turning off motion blur is possible, I don't want it to come across that, like I am upset that being able to turn off motion blur is possible or anything like that. Let's talk about the issues with motion blur and the way that TCM has decided to handle it. The motion blur is auto on, and therefore any content I try to consume of Texas Chainsaw Massacre where the creator has not messed with the settings or faces their own issues with motion blur includes it. The ability to turn off motion blur is not even clear. There is currently no accessibility tab in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Certain accessibility features do exist, such as the ability to turn on subtitles, but there is no dedicated place to change specific accessibility settings. The motion blur is contained under different settings and is not its own clear setting to turn off. I had no idea that turning post-processing to low would affect the motion blur because it has been normalized in the modern gaming space for motion blur to be its own setting and therefore easy to figure out how to turn it off. This confusion about accessibility settings kind of made my experience worse with TCM. I can't lie to you that I didn't have the best time. That was exceedingly frustrating. And because of this frustrating experience that I had with TCM, I'm really here to advocate for TCM to add its own accessibility tab within the settings and for all of them to be clearly labeled and stand alone. I believe that this would generally benefit and greatly benefit TCM for anybody that might need any accommodations while playing the game. However, these are not the only accessibility issues present within TCM, unfortunately. There's currently no way to rebind keys in TCM. Literally after writing this sentence, TCM released the bug fix for September 5th, adding key rebinding to PC only, so everything I'm about to say still applies, just to console. So the way that the key customization is currently set up is that you can pick 2 different presets to switch between, but there are no customizing any of the keys within those presets. This presents like an extreme and intense accessibility issue for so many people. Anyone who may need to rebind keys due to any sort of motor function issue, however permanent or temporary, could very intensely struggle with TCM. So if somebody has a more permanent motor function issue due to missing fingers, or somebody has a temporary one of even just having a broken hand or broken arm or something, they are going to struggle greatly with trying to play TCM because they can't rebind keys to a place where it may be more useful for them. One of the most comprehensive guides for accessibility in gaming is the Game Accessibility Guidelines provided on gameaccessibilityguidelines.com, which includes remapping controls as the very first basic motor accessibility feature. This is a basic accessibility feature that has been normalized within the wider gaming community, but is not present in TCM. While the presets are a step in the right direction, they cannot possibly provide for the needs of every single person with different motor function accessibility needs. And another possible accessibility issue that is present within TCM is the use of color-coded information for certain things. Nugget the Chicken has red waves, doors have red noise waves, and Grandpa's aura reading is a yellow outline around your body. And while these things may seem clear to a gamer with full color vision, someone playing the game with color blindness may find it much harder to see and identify any of these things, especially if Nugget is in a place that may not be readily immediate on your screen for you to see. It is definitely beneficial that the noises use a pattern-like rhythmic structure to them, but that doesn't ultimately resolve the whole problem of it possibly being hard to identify exactly where the stimulus is for a colorblind player. The ability to select different colors for loud noises and bodily outlines would be the most ideal situation for players who are colorblind. Overall, TCM may be a fun game for some, but many can't even begin to enjoy the game due to the nature of the multiple serious problems in accessibility, and making your game accessible to the biggest audience possible is the best thing that you can do. So, TCM, I want you to do better. Accessibility should not be an afterthought and should be prioritized more in game design and not amended with multiple patches after release. No one should question if they'll be able to play the cool new game. They should just know that their needs will be met. Thank you so much for watching. If there are any other accessibility issues or you want to share your experience with the mentioned issues, feel free to do so in the comments below. If you really enjoyed this, feel free to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications with the bell or whatever the YouTubers say, I don't know. I'm also live every single weekday over on Twitch at Sith202. Thanks for watching. See you next time.